Come on, man, let's go see Days of Future Past. It's gonna be amazing.
I don't know, what if it's another Origins or Last Stand?
1 second. This is not going to be like the Last Stand or X-Men Origins Wolverine. This is gonna be like X-Men 2, but even better.
Well, whatever, let's go! Woo-hoo!
Holy shit! X-Men Days of Future Past. Okay, so X-Men Days of Future Past is pretty much a sequel to all the X-Men movies combined.
It all ties together in one big package.
Yes, that is correct. And Bryan Singer is back to direct this one. Welcome back, my friend. It starts off in the what looks to be like a near future where mutants and humans are pretty much extinct. And
well, it's not. Humans were not extinct, more like enslaved. Rather,
yeah,
they were. Lots of them were killed off.
Oh yes,
including humans, mutants, and anything else in between.
Yeah, basically this is like Terminator meets X-Men. That's the best way I can describe it. Terminator 2 meets X-Men more specifically. There's this new weapon that's after the mutants called the Sentinels, which are the most powerful weapons that have ever been developed by the military, who happens to be developed by Boulevard Trask, who's played by Peter Dinklage, does a kick-ass job in this movie.
Oh, absolutely.
They come up with a plan that Kitty Pryde, played by Ellen Page, can send people back, but through their consciousness. So when Patrick Stewart's character, the older Charles Xavier, cannot do it, Wolverine, played by Hugh Jackman, volunteers himself, and he's sent back in time to the 70s to basically bring together young Charles and young Eric Lensher to stop the future from happening. And what we get is one hell of a comic book movie here.
Oh yeah, one hell of a ride. Like,
yes.
Oh my god, really.
Basically, the way I can describe the entire series is like this. Alright, Joe, we saw this with Joe, but he couldn't be here sadly, but here's the way he described it. We described as that, like, the best football team, in Joe's opinion, was the Seattle Seahawks. Bryan Singer was coached them, and he got them through 2 great seasons, and then basically he left to direct Superman Returns to coach another football team.
Right.
And then basically Brett Ratner came in, he almost fucked up the Seahawks entirely.
Yeah, it's like trying to find like a last minute guy. He's like, well crap, this guy just left. Who are we gonna find?
Yep.
We find this guy.
Yep, and then Matthew Vaughn comes in to pretty much get back to where the Seahawks used to be, and then Bryan Singer was like, alright, I'm back, let's kick ass, and my god, he did just that.
A triumphant return.
Oh my god, more than triumphant, I mean, like, it was like, step back everyone, this is my fucking franchise, and we bring it back right to where it needs to be. And oh my god, he did, Jesus.
Yeah, this was impressive.
Wow. Yeah, this is this year's Avengers.
I could agree to that.
You have so much more to deal with in terms of like time traveling and all a bunch of elements, but the way that Bryan Singer brings it all together and ties it up, holy crap. They don't explain everything to their core detail, but they tie it up just enough so you're like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and a lot of it just makes sense, but at the same time it's like, okay, we all know that there's hundreds of different theories for time travel. It is extremely confusing. However, they're very straightforward with this one.
Yeah.
It's the whole idea of what you do in the past is going to affect the future type thing. That's all you need to know, so do not worry if you're going to go see this. You're not going to get too confused. However, the only confusing part is everything from previous times, like everything being wrapped up together as we first talked about. So.
Now, if you guys are going to see this, I would recommend you to see every action movie before you see this one, just so you could see, like, you know, so you can get, like, what's going on, really, especially with the Easter eggs. Oh my god, there's a lot of Easter eggs.
The characters that were all brought together in Days of Future Past was pretty...
There is a lot.
There was a lot to cover.
Yeah,
and it's one of those things where it's unfortunate because not a lot of them got screen time, but at the same time, when they were around,
they got their moments to shine, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Another thing I want to cover is that a lot of the screen time for these characters, if you're disappointed that one didn't get enough or anything like that, that's the thing, is it's all in the other movies.
Yes,
so if you're a little bit disappointed, that's kind of the reason why.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, watch the others before this. Everyone pulled their A game for this one. Patrick Stewart for the old Charles Xavier did an excellent job. Ian McKellen for the old the old Magneto did a good job, and then their younger counterparts, James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender, pulled it together. Oh my god, they were even better than they were in X-Men First Class. And that's
impressive.
And X-Men First Class is my favorite X-Men movie of all time. this might have just been first class for me. Hugh Jackman always kicks as Wolverine, and I loved how he always did, like, you know, go all out anger in this one. He was the one that tried to, you know, calm.
He was actually the reasonable one in all.
Yeah,
so this was pretty good character development.
Yeah, it was interesting to see him go in a different direction this time. You have all your other X-Men in there. Kitty Pryde, played by Ellen Page. Iceman's back. Quicksilver, by the way. Oh my god, Quicksilver was awesome.
Quicksilver was awesome.
Yeah, there was one scene in particular where he just takes out all these cops. Oh my god.
I don't know, like security guard. Really.
Yeah, not really.
No,
not really, no.
That's what they weren't cops, they were security guards. Oh.
That's right, security guards, my bad. Basically, Bryan Singer brings back every X-Men character to relevant. He even makes the shitty X-Men movies relevant again, including Last Stand and even Origins Wolverine. The score by John Ottoman, oh my god, wow, there were so many parts where my heart was pounding.
Yeah,
so many parts.
One thing is, add upon what your previous statement was, there is a lot of suspense in this movie.
Oh,
there is
tons.
A lot. I mean,
oh my god.
Obviously you might have an idea of what might happen in the end, but even then, with all the action happening, you can't help but be at the edge of your seat.
There's this one scene where Magneto grabs an entire fucking, I don't want to spoil it, but he grabs a huge landmark, and oh my god, my jaw was almost dropped.
Yeah, the impressiveness of how everybody uses their powers is that, like, incredible.
Yes,
down
absolutely.
from the acting to the actual CGI.
There's enough drama, there's enough humor, there's enough heartfelt moments too, especially. There was one moment I almost started crying at one point. Almost. It almost got me at one particular moment.
So basically this movie has everything.
Yes.
It's incredible by the actual size of everything once you put it all together, about like how incredible everything is being tied up within this. Now, with that being said, the movie was a bit long.
Oh, I didn't think it was long at all.
I felt like it was pretty long. We're talking about Days of Future Past. This was an actual happening within the Marvel Universe that actually happened.
Yes.
It wasn't told entirely 100% accurate. Rather, see, here's the thing. What I mentioned to you before we saw the movie is that I heard that this movie was a good story for a movie rather than trying to base it off the comics.
Yeah.
The comics was different.
Yes.
It's a completely different thing, but at the same time was still the same outcome, you know, that kind of stuff. However, this movie was incredible in terms of just story by itself rather than trying to be a comic.
Yeah.
Which the other ones tried to do. And they did well, but this one being just, if you think of it just as a movie, it's incredible.
Oh, it's a phenomenal movie.
Absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely, no doubting that.
Yeah.
So, just saying, as someone who knows partly of the background of such things, just because of sheer curiosity, that's what you have to come in to expect with this, is that it's good as a story for a movie, not as a comic. So
yeah, I didn't think it was long at all. I mean, like, I thought the editing was just perfect. Like, the pacing was just perfect.
Pacing was fantastic. It was just a lot to cover, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, I can get. Oh, okay. I thought to say, like, what?
No. The pacing was fine. There was no really slow parts.
Yeah, there's a lot to cover. Yes, I understand that. If you're a movie fan in general, this is a movie that you should see.
Absolutely.
Like, without a doubt. This has made it into my top 5 comic book films of all time now.
I wasn't as hyped as Austin was. So
I was hyped beyond belief.
So I'm going to tell my end of the spectrum here. I was expecting a really cool action-filled movie, basically. It was just like, oh, it's X-Men. I'm not huge into X-Men within the Marvel Universe.
Right.
I have other interests within that. However, this really brought me some interesting thoughts, because I didn't actually think X-Men could be this interesting.
Oh, yeah.
I was wrong. I was really wrong. So,
they got interesting in this one.
Oh, yeah. And the stories told were absolutely stunning. So as somebody who hasn't looked into this heavily, I was impressed.
Oh, yes.
Now, what did you think, since you were so hyped for it? Did it really live up to that hype, or was it just falling short a little bit?
Absolutely. It actually exceeded my expectations.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, I was hyped beyond belief, because here's the thing. As a huge X-Men fan, like, I love the first 2 X-Men movies. Last Stand almost killed it, but Origins Wolverine, oh, fucking hell. But then the Wolverine came out, then X-Men First Class came out, and then when I heard Bryan Singer was coming back, I was like, okay, this has gotta pull off, and my word, he pulled it off so well. Matthew Vaughn basically took the train and put it back on the rails, but Bryan Singer put it back into full speed again.
Yeah, so
that's how it was.
Now we can just expect the next one to be incredible.
Speaking of that, guys, stay for the post-credit scene. You may not know what goes on, but all I can say is this. If you know this character, and if you know what these characters are, you're going to be psyched for the next X-Men movie.
Now that's the thing, is that it's very hard to tell because, see, I was confused at first until Austin actually explained it, because he actually got some inside information about it. Yeah, this is some pretty exciting stuff. This is something huge for X-Men.
Oh,
this
dude.
is huge. Please do yourself a favor and see this. Overall, I have to say that the acting was incredible, the cinematography was amazing, the score was excellent.
I'm smelling something here coming up.
And the fact that everything, including CGI, from everything else in between, was incredible. So, I'm gonna have to give this one a 5 out of 5.
I am gonna push, my friend. I love the living shit out of this movie, and I have to say right now, it is my favorite film of the year so far. Guys, check this shit out when you get the chance.
Absolutely.
Seriously.
Do not pass up this opportunity.
No, do not.
You'll kick yourself if you do.
Alright guys, that was Shane's and I review for X-Men Days of Future Past. Comment and let us know below, who is your favorite X-Men besides Wolverine? Do not cheat.
Yeah, because I mean that's just he's very popular. That's the reason why.
He's very popular, but
so if it really is Wolverine, go ahead and pick your second favorite.
Yeah, second favorite then. And until the next review, we'll see you guys next time.
See you around.